Hi.
My name's J.C. McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome everybody. It's Monday. You know, had a tough weekend. Yesterday it rained, but today the sun is shining and it's gonna rain a little bit today. But anyway, we're gonna have to make the best of it. One thing I don't understand is why we have so many people crashing on the highway. I don't know. These are just my questions, and I hope somebody can answer that, and I hope when you can, I can get a good answer out of it. Well, turning the wheels over again, okay? Changing gears. You know, there's gonna have a new governor soon. So, all the candidates have all these ideas that they're gonna do to fix the budget, to fix everything. I was watching TV, and I heard about one candidate. Oh, no, I heard about the governor wanted to do a $10 million for study for tolls throughout the state of Connecticut. Now, what? I don't think so. I don't know. But then again, they want the next governor to make that decision if they want to do that or not. I don't understand what's going on with all the past governors that had done stuff I'm not going to even say. But this is one of my questions. You know, then you got this other candidate say he's running for governor. That he's going to fix the state income tax. Oh my God, how's he going to do that? I've heard through a conversation this morning they don't have to really tell you. But, you know, if you're going to run for governor, I really like to know because, you know, I live here in the state of Connecticut and I want to know exactly what you're going to do. Very quickly, a couple more. Another candidate said he's going to negotiate the union contracts. I have no idea. I wish we'd take back the 6%, you know, for the state employees. I would really be happy about that. For people that want to retire without having their 6% taken, you know, out of their pay. And it's, you know, it's terrible. Another candidate, he doesn't need to live in a governor's mansion, or so he said, or some guy's riding around. I think it was Ted somebody. There's so many people running for governor. It's terrible. Then he's talking about he doesn't want to pay anything. He's going to pay the mortgage like the rest of us. That's a good one. I wish they all did that. I just want to know how these people are going to do it. Well, hopefully I can make it to one of these meetings because I have questions. I want to know. Lay it out on the table. Don't, you know, keep me guessing. And that's just something for the upcoming candidates. If they, you know, hear what I'm saying, hey, contact me, inbox me or something. I want to know, like I said. Now, my prayers go out to the people in Missouri that for this duck boat, you know, when people say you don't need a light boat, please get one, okay? Because you need a light boat. I don't trust what anybody says if I'm on a boat, really. But those are the things that I want to leave with you. Well, you know, moving right along, I'm going to introduce my guest. All right. And the guest that I had before, his name is Calvin Young. He was very good. I went to one of his sessions. And he's a sacred spiritual sound healer, which is very good. Out in Hartford, Prospect Avenue, 660 Prospect Street. Anyway, well, the guest here today introduced me to him. So I'm going to introduce you to the guest that I have today, which is, oh my goodness, a very, very wonderful woman. And I tell you, we've been talking about a lot of stuff today. Her name is Betty Dang. She's a spiritual healer, mind, body, and soul. And she's got a lot of information, a lot of experience. She's been through it all, and she's so young. But what I want to do is welcome you.
Thank you, Pam. Betty. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited to be here.
Yes. And we had lunch last Sunday, and I had fun. and went to Red Lobster.
It was delicious. Right?
Yes, it was.
Once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while. You know, they got the $30 deal where you can eat everything for $30. Can't do that too much. But welcome again. And what I want you to tell me is, like, how did you really get into spiritual healing?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't think you wake up one morning and say you're going to be a spiritual healer. I think I came across some really traumatic experiences that caused me a lot of emotional sadness, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So I kind of went on a journey to kind of seek out answers about myself. Because sometimes when you're so busy and you're caught up with work and helping everyone else and dealing with family, you know, all the busy stuff, you forget about yourself. So when I took the time, about 6 years ago, I quit my 9-to-5 job as an accountant, and I moved to Colorado and spent some time in nature in the mountains. And you can say that the trees sing to you. They do. You sit in nature, you meditate, you went to sound healing, and you heard the Tibetan bowls, and that those vibrations touch your heart, and we all vibrate on a frequency, so it sort of tunes your body. And I think that's how my spiritual healing started. And once I was seeking answers, I met people who had gone through the same journey, who shared their stories and their traumas with me, so that I could learn more about myself.
Oh, that's good. And where are you from, actually, though?
I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
I was born in Hartford Hospital, so just
right
down to
Oh my goodness.
Just very close to here in Hartford.
Okay.
Hartford Road. Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? We talked about stress before, and you know, through working and everything in your daily, day-to-day things that everybody has to do. What's your suggestion on dealing with stress?
My suggestion for dealing with stress is actually to take a look first at the people that you surround yourself with. I think this is the most important thing to do first, because that's usually where your stress comes from, is the people around you, the way they treat you, the requests they make from you. Are they really treating you fairly? And are you happy in those relationships? Your friends, your coworkers, your parents, your family, your sister, your brother. It's all important to really just take a look at all those relationships and figure out who's giving you that stress, because that's where your main triggers are coming from. And then we tend to take up bad habits to deal with that stress, like eating, smoking, drinking, partying all night to forget those stressors. But when I removed my toxic friends, my life became a lot more simple. It's not something that's easy to do, because you might end up a little bit alone at a time. But that's when you start to look into yourself and you actually understand that the stress is causing damage on your body. Am I making sense?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
It is. It's not what most people would probably say to go to yoga, do this and this, but those are all activities to help you reduce the stress. It doesn't help you identify where your stress triggers are coming from.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay.
It is.
Anything else you want to add to that? I mean, actually, the stress will bring on panic attacks, heart attacks.
It brings on panic attacks, anxiety. So I have had my fair share of going through the hospital and getting psychiatric treatments. I was overnight in a purple pod at Hartford Hospital, and when I was in there, I was actually very calm. I wasn't having any panic attacks, but then my mom would come in to visit, and all of a sudden I would get so anxious. I'd be off the roof. She would come in, she would ask me these questions, and at that time, I just was so stressed whenever I had to talk to her, because I felt like she didn't understand what I was going through, and she wasn't listening to the things I was telling her, which is why I ended up in the purple pod in the first place, because I was getting panic attacks being around my mom. Once it took me a few times to identify that it was my mom that was giving me so much stress. And once I identified that, I changed the way I thought about it. I changed the way I reacted to her. Mm-hmm. And it's made our relationship much better.
Oh, wow.
And the relationship between the mother and the child is one of the most important relationships in your life, and that is a big stressor.
Wow, that's something interesting. Oh my goodness. Actually, when we come back, we're going to talk about who you actually represent too also, and we're going to mention that too. Okay, so we'll be right back with Betty Dang, spiritual healer. I'll make it happen.
Hi, my name is Tyrick Marquez. I am a member of Hartford Community's That Care Youth Leadership. For the past 27 weeks, we have been examining the intersection between education, poverty, violence, and trauma in Hartford. I have learned a great deal based on research we have done, but I would like to tell a personal story. On August 27th, 2008, I attended a parade in the north end of Hartford when bullets began to fly and one person was killed. 6 people were injured, including myself. I was 7 years old and I was shot in my head, leaving me with partial paralysis, something I still live with every day. I struggle, but I overcome, and I am no different from any other teenage boy. This is why I do things in my community, such as awareness events with my mom and the Victims Against Violence group. I also do things with HCTC because we want to see change. Thank you for taking the time to hear my story.
Welcome back. And actually, I've had a great deal of talking with my guest today. Very interesting and very informational, okay? Well, I want to introduce again Betty Dang, spiritual healer. And you're also a part of...
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So I'm also a part of Natalia's Elite Entertainment. I help her, Natalia Liberaki, run her company. We are a modeling agency with photography and videography services as well. We actually are unique because she brought me on to become more of emotional support for our models and our team members. We, like Pam had said,
yes,
we
I'm
go
a part
through
of
our
it
stress.
Too also.
But yes, like we go through so much stress. So I do work with Natalia's Elite Entertainment. We do classes and workshops for all our models and actors.
Yes, and that'll be interesting. Yes. I ran into Natalia at a fashion show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's how I got to Natalia, and then she introduced me to you, and then you introduced me to Calvin. Wow.
Yes, when you put yourself out there, you do meet people. I think you meet the best people randomly.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's almost like a soul connection.
Yes. And I like doing the spiritual healing and relieving stress, and doing something different and making life changes.
Yes.
Yes.
The spiritual healing helps you find your purpose in life. Your soul has a purpose, and when you align it with your purpose, the universe and God brings you just so many wonderful things.
That's why they call them the higher power.
Yes.
Yes. And it's really good when you connect with the higher power.
Yes.
Because something that just woke me up this morning, and at 4:30 I just get this thing that wakes me up all the time. So that means I got to start praying in the morning. So that's what it is. And and just doing that connection, which does help. And tell me about the chakras now. We're going to move on to the chakras now. How did you get into doing that?
The chakras?
Yes.
For my 30th birthday, I went on a spiritual journey. and my friend at the time took me to Sedona. We did some car camping, and she was going to see a spiritual healer to help ground herself. And that was the first time I really had any kind of understanding about chakras and their energetic system. So the healer presented the idea of aligning my chakras so that it's balanced. The chakras are actually 108 energy centers throughout your body, but we have 7 major ones that lined, along our spine. And each chakra has a specific aspect to our body, like our survival, our sexuality, our emotions, our heart chakra, our throat, our third eye, which is our clarity and our deep feelings, and the crown chakra, which connects you to the higher power. When I did my first chakra healing, I opened up my chakras, and I felt energy, warm energy and tingling energy come through my body. And I had visions of my past that were so vivid.
Wow.
When we got to my solar plexus, this is where you hold a lot of your shame and your guilt. And shame and guilt has a very low vibration overall, and it affects your body when you have low vibrations like shame and guilt. And during my chakra healing, I got this image of my brother and I at 4, I think he was 4 and I was 5 years old when we were really young. And I was chasing him on the lawn because he had grabbed my pearls, and he went off the cliff because the lawn was raised off, and he did a tumbling fall. He had this huge fall. He had a bruise on his head for a long time, and it turns out that I felt so guilty for chasing him and causing him to fall that I had stored that guilt in my stomach for that long. And when she opened up that chakra, all this energy, warm feelings came out. I started crying. I started I was screaming because I saw my brother running in my head. It was just very intense healing because those are trapped emotions in your body.
Wow, that's something interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I realized I had held that guilt in my stomach for a long time, in my body, in my mind. And over the years, when we were growing up, I would treat him a little spoiled because I felt guilty that he had fallen. So, we treated him he's a little spoiled brat sometimes, don't get me wrong. But I had a better understanding of why our relationship turned out the way it did, and then why we drifted apart and just things like that. And it helped me over the last year heal with my brother as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so these are some deep emotions that sometimes it's very hard to deal with when it comes up in these healings.
Okay. Now, Betty, you've gone through so much. Now, you want to talk about this book that everybody can get on Amazon?
Oh, yes.
So just in case, I think it's a good book,
Yes.
something for people to look at, just get back to their own life, and that might help them through their struggles. Now, tell them the story that you were telling me about. I'm going to let you go into it. So, and then why you wrote the book.
Yes. So a few years ago in 2014, I had the opportunity to submit a short story in a collection of books, in a collection of anthology stories. Hui Pham in Houston, he's the engineer at graduate from MIT.
Okay.
He put together this project called I Am Vietnamese, and he collected, I think, almost 100 stories from Vietnamese refugees, their growing up stories, their pains, and just families in America and what the struggles that they went through. The racism, there's short stories about racism, mental illnesses that they suffered, culture clashes that they suffered, and I decided to write a story about my gambling and the history of gambling in my family, because it's so prevalent to a lot of Vietnamese families. So the book is on Amazon. I Am Vietnamese is the name of the book, and you can find my story, Endless Ocean of Possibilities.
Okay.
It talks about my parents' refugees' journey to America, how I grew up in Hartford.
Okay.
And how we went from poor to rich, and how we struggled through what gambling did to our family, and how it caused us to kind of feel abandoned and betrayed by certain actions. I'm not sure if you are familiar with gambling and gambling addiction, but
I've gambled, but
you
that's
gambled.
not the addiction. I'm sorry. I can't lose this, man. I got to pay my rent.
Well, addiction causes you to lose your rent.
Yeah.
It causes you to lose parts of your life that you don't find important anymore, because your mind is so into the cards and winning the money, and you kind of get stuck in this little cycle. Just any addiction.
I like to find somebody who plays poker very good. I give them half my money so I can go in with them.
Why don't I just teach you how to play poker?
No, I don't want to play poker. I just want to give him my money, half of it, see how much he can win, and we go in half. That's it. I'm not going to be gambling no poker and stuff like that. But I would like to learn, but I wouldn't do it for money.
Poker is actually a really good game of skill.
Yeah.
So it's not just for money. It's really a skill game.
Yeah. I would do that for learning, not gambling. I'll let the other person do
Yes.
that.
I personally think poker really fine-tunes your communication skills.
Really?
It
I'll try that.
your communication skills, you're able to read body language.
Okay.
And it actually makes you a better salesperson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You
How
learn a lot
interesting.
more about people when you're playing poker, because
Because it's like the eyes and it's, well, I don't have cable anymore, but it used to be fun watching the guys, win all this money, get all these little coins. Oh my God.
Oh, the World Series.
Yes.
Those tournaments are very fun.
Yes, I just like to see them win, like $10 million or something, whatever they win. Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, I tend to stay away from the gambling part. I play on my phone, little coins and stuff. That's about it. But I've heard that other people can make money off the phone or something like that. They used to do, yeah.
Yeah, there are ways to do that. I do believe in the higher power helping you out as well. It certainly has helped me.
Okay. Oh
yes.
my goodness gracious.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say I've had a lot of luck with gambling and playing card games. I won, in 2012, I won first place in a baccarat tournament.
Yes.
Which is really amazing, because winning $15,000 cash is a huge confidence booster. I can tell you that.
Well, you know what, everybody? We'll be right back with Make It Happen with Betty Dang, spiritual healer, and more, really. She's got more to tell you. So we'll be right back.
You know something? Hartford's strength is the people. They're independent thinkers and love their city. So how did Hartford fall into the hands of rogue policymakers? Well, to start, this rogue group spent nearly $1 million putting themselves on the inside and leaving you out in the cold. What if I told you that $5 can be the difference between a Hartford with hope and vision, or a Hartford that is in perpetual decline, increasing crime, and an educational system going nowhere fast? Your $5 contribution to our team is a statement that you are investing in Hartford's future. Your $5 contribution to McCauley for mayor will make you a member of the team, and together we will explore the possibilities. More than that, you will be demonstrating that Hartford's people are ready to make a stand. Withstand. Our goal is to get the support of 5,000 people who live, work, and play in Hartford. I'm asking you to make a bold statement by contributing $5 right now today. If you believe in Hartford and its people like I do, make that contribution. And together we will show Connecticut that the people of Hartford care enough to do our part. We are ready to pick up the ball and run. The people of Hartford are back in the game, and we're in it to win. My name is J. Sam McCauley, and I approve this message.
Welcome back, everybody, on the last segment of Make It Happen. And I'm here with Betty Dang, spiritual healer, and also actually with also Natalia's Elite Entertainment. Yes. And I want to make sure we got that out too. And I'll be talking to you shortly. And just now we got something else different. She deals with oils. Now, are you a distributor or
yes,
okay.
I sell natural medicine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I sell
tell me
natural
how you get into
it.
that?
How?
Yeah. Into the oils.
Into the oils? Well, I actually got introduced to the oils on my 30th birthday as well, on my spiritual journey. Everything happened that week.
Oh.
It was just an amazing 8-day kind of just spiritual awakening stuff. But I started using the oils because I needed something to help me with my throat. Mm-hmm. I used to get a lot of strep throats. I was a smoker back then.
Mm-hmm. Did you say you were?
Yes, I smoked for about 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so
So how did you really quit? You just stopped? Or?
I quit cold turkey.
Really?
I always said that I started smoking right after college. So my friends made me quit all the time, and I said I would quit by my 30th birthday. So about a week before my 30th birthday, I stopped smoking.
So what did you do for that habit? You replaced it
I
with oil?
filled it with oil. So they have this oil called Breathe, and it's great for your respiratory system. So
cool.
when you put the oil on, you can put some on your palm, a drop in here, and rub it. And you take 3 deep breaths with it.
Is that when you want a cigarette? Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I gotta try that.
So when you want a cigarette,
I was like, wait a minute, forget it, I want a cigarette.
you take a drop of Breathe. See?
Oh, okay.
Like, so this is a good one to have around because it helps you breathe and calm you down.
Yeah.
The essential oils. So when you want, the psychology behind a cigarette smoking is that you are craving something to help you with your stress or your insecurities. So you replace the essential oils with that.
Just the menthol taste.
Just the menthol, it wakes you right up. It gives you that feeling. It also starts to heal your throat. You can feel the oils or the molecules of the oils kind of reaching down to your throat. It's because it's actually working with your tissue to heal as well. Okay. These medicines, natural medicines, actually are the medicines that are on the plants. So we have the same DNA as plants, and we are able to use these medicines to help improve our body. If you look at my picture from 5-6 years ago, you'll see that I look close to 40.
Wow.
And I wasn't even 30 yet. Because, smoking gives you a lot of aging. Right. So over the last couple of years, I've done Whole30. So I've also replaced my eating habits.
Okay. Yeah,
so
you do nutrition too.
Making sure you have snacks to kind of hold over your cravings so you don't smoke. And it's a willpower. I will say that I relapsed a year later. I smoked again for a year, and then I quit again. So it's not perfect, but it definitely does work.
A year? A year?
It lasted a year.
Really? And then you went back to smoking after a year?
I moved back to New York.
Oh gosh, no wonder.
I started consulting, did strategic consulting in New York, and it was definitely really stressful. But I was smoking some really good cigarettes.
Okay.
Not Sherman's.
Not Sherman's?
Yes.
Okay.
They're a natural tobacco company in New York. Very well known.
Oh, wow. We're going to talk a little bit about what I want to do is, before I get into mental health, mental illness, I want to talk about some of the other oils that you have.
Yes,
too.
we have a variety of oils. There's over 100 oils with doTERRA. So I sell it with doTERRA. Like peppermint is a great wake up. So another drop in your hands, breathe in, or put it on your pulses or behind your ear. Really great to help you wake up. Citrus Bliss is exactly how it sounds. It's like an orange creamsicle. Have you smelled this one yet? Yes. So essential oils you can also diffuse in a device.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is. It's really great to diffuse, so you can fill the whole room smelling like oranges, Citrus Bliss. It is like that. I used to babysit for some girls after school, and I would pick them up from school. And they would be like, Betty, do you have the Citrus Bliss? Do you have Citrus Bliss? Because they wanted their Citrus Bliss. I would give them lemon, lavender, or Citrus Bliss.
Okay.
And I would give them a choice, because then what they chose, like one girl would usually wanted lavender. She's a little bit more emotional. If she had a harder day at school, she tend to choose lavender instead of lemon. The other girl is more, cheapery. She chooses lemon. It gives kids a chance to kind of choose to help find peace.
Okay.
Because after school they're all like energetic from their school. They need something to calm down.
Oh yeah, definitely with the little kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to use essential oils. I've used it not only on myself but with other people as well.
Yeah, because I'm using the other two that you gave me too. When I get to work, I do that.
Yeah.
Breathe in 3 times.
It helps calms. It's something that works instantly because your sense of smell is so strong. It's one of your strongest senses. There's a lot of different oils that you can use for whatever symptoms that you have.
Okay. Next, thank you for the information.
You're
We're going to
welcome.
talk a little bit about mental illness.
Okay.
So save me that breathe.
Huh?
Give me some of that breathe.
Yes.
But we're going to talk real quickly about mental illness. You have actually dealt with people that had some sort of type of mental illness,
Yes.
in what you're doing here with the oils. Okay. Now, how were they when they first came to you, and how are they now? Real quick.
Typically when people come to me, they're feeling lost in their lives. They're feeling depressed. Some people are very suicidal, and they talk about it. And we come and we sit, and usually I sit and I listen to them, and I listen to why they feel the way they do. And then we identify which emotions they feel, and usually it's abandonment, betrayed, that has caused them to feel lost, and we figure out which oils that will help support them when they have those type of feelings. I've had people who are suicidal, and when they come to me, they don't feel like they have anything to live for. And after a few months of taking time to learn about themselves, listening to them, spending time with them, they are doing major things, major turnarounds in their life. It's like a whole transformation. You would have never known that they were depressed.
Yes.
They're out there opening their own companies again. They're doing their own businesses. I have one girl who is now flying helicopters around the world.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
You would have never imagined she had struggled as a teen with suicide and addiction.
Yeah. I saw one thing real quickly on Facebook, and she said that she was so down and out or something like that. And I'm gonna reach out and touch out to her again. And everybody, I noticed they were just doing hugs, just to make her feel secure.
Yes.
For that person who was doing that on Facebook, please take the time to talk to somebody.
Yes.
Also, if you're listening to this, reach out to Betty too.
Yes.
And real quickly, all your information, and actually for anybody that has any questions, please feel free to reach out to Betty Dang. Very good person, I tell you. I did like a couple minute introduction to my show, but I didn't put it on yet because it's still in my Facebook, and I'm like, okay, we might do that again at another time. But it was real fun doing that, and you were there, and then doing photo shoots and stuff like that with Natalia Elites Entertainment, and it was really fun. And I hope we all hang out again.
Yeah,
All three
I
of
think
us.
so. Yes.
The videographer too. What's his name?
Raziel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, he's a good videographer. But I need to see some stuff, no sir.
Yeah, we'll definitely get all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good what you're doing on Facebook and giving, virtual hugs, because we don't get enough hugs sometimes in here. And it's brave of her to actually write it out on Facebook and ask for help.
But that's kind of scary when you do that. Real quickly, your information. Okay. Real quickly,
Yes.
your email. Real quickly.
Yes, my email is dang.betty27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Betty Dang.
Yes.
And
Your phone number.
And my phone number is 860-879-4730. Please give me a call if you have any questions, if you need someone to talk, or I'm very friendly. I would love to talk to you.
Yes, and the price of this is reasonable, right?
Yes, the prices are
and your
very
help
reasonable.
is also reasonable too.
Yes, everything is very affordable and reasonable. Consults and everything is, I think, under $50.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, you know what? I want to say thanks for joining me on Make It Happen. Thank you, Betty, so
Thank
much.
you so much.
And we're going to keep in touch. And you know what? Help somebody, do something good to somebody today, and pray for people, because we all need help. All right. So stay tuned next time on Make It Happen.